Hey babies, it's Jules and you're watching Lupus Diaries. It's a Lupus Diaries video for today and it's an exciting one. Pero advance sorry sa mga hindi masyado nakakaintindi ng English kasi I will be speaking in English for the whole video. But before we start, make sure to click like and subscribe to my channel to show your support. With the holidays coming up, it's travel season again! But as a lupus warrior with lupus nephritis, I know traveling isn't as easy as packing your bags and going on a trip. When I was traveling in Japan last year, it was super hard for me to move around because I had both cramps and edema. Luckily, Japan had a lot of services for PWDs, but I know not all countries have the same accessibility. So here are 10 tips to traveling abroad as a PWD. Tip number 1, PWD restrooms. This is my favorite because it made such a huge difference for me. In Japan, they are everywhere. At the train stations, at the airport, at the malls, and with my cramps, I needed a spacious area where I can move, and my mom was also there to assist me, and it's so much easier in large area restrooms. I found it so convenient since not all restrooms have the space or the accessibility that PWDs need. Tip number 2, quiet rooms at the airport. Another helpful tip is to look for quiet rooms at the airport. Japan had a quiet room designated for PWDs. I guess it's mainly for people with autism, but if you're looking for a quiet and calm space to rest before your flight, you could definitely check this out. It's just such a thoughtful feature and I was really shocked when I saw it, although I did not have any chance to try it out. Tip number 3, PWD assistance at the airport. Once you arrive at the airport, you can tell the staff that you're a PWD. Many airports have a separate line for PWDs, which can help you save your time and energy. They can also provide you with a wheelchair and help you maneuver around the airport. This service was such a lifesaver to me, especially when we went back from Japan to the Philippines because I really wasn't able to walk anymore. And this made my airport experience much smoother. So thank you to the person who brought me my wheelchair and wheeled me to the airport exit. Tip number 4, ask for low sodium options at restaurants. Hear me out, I know you're scared too because eating in another country with dietary restrictions can be very challenging. Believe me, I know. If you need to limit your salt intake like me, you can ask for low sodium options or you can opt to let them reduce the salt in your meal. Yes, it's not gonna be the same taste as the ones you're eating with, but at least you can enjoy yourself and not feel guilty afterwards. And you can eat more. An app translator like Google Translate can help communicating this so much easier. I actually used another app, it's called SayHi. Maybe I'll put the link below. I used this when I was in a restaurant in Japan called Yakiniku-like. I made them remove the sauce on my meat and it really helped me enjoy the local food without worrying about my dietary needs. Tip number 5. Disney and theme park accessibility. If theme parks are on your itinerary, like Disneyland in Tokyo, it's good to know they have wheelchair rentals for a cheap price. While not all rides have a separate PWD line, some do. And the staff are usually very helpful in assisting you. Though they may ask you questions about your disability to ensure your safety on the ride. Plus, a friend told me that you can get a discount if you buy your tickets on site. I got mine on Klook, so I wasn't able to try this out, but for sure next time. Tip number 6. Choose accessible accommodations and use elevators. This tip is super important. Make sure your hotel or Airbnb doesn't have a lot of stairs. I booked our room several months in advance and I didn't have problem walking then, so I thought it was fine to book a room at the 4th floor without an elevator. But by the time the trip came around, of course, I already had cramps and edema. It was so hard for me to go up 4 flights of stairs. I tried to talk to the host and switch to a lower floor, but he said all the rooms were taken. So please learn from my mistake and choose a place that fits your needs. And while we're on the subject of stairs, many train stations, especially in Japan, have elevators for PWDs. You just have to look for them. That's the tricky part. They usually have signs or signages to tell you where they are. Sometimes they are not immediately visible, so don't hesitate to ask for directions. Using these elevators can save you so much energy and make public transportation much easier. Tip number 7. Always have your medications and your first aid kit. This might seem like a no-brainer, but always keep your medications and a small first aid kit with you in hand at all times. Pack extra doses of medicine just in case you experience delays or unexpected situations. Having these essentials on hand can give you peace of mind and help manage any symptoms during your travels. In my experience, I suddenly got cramps inside a mall while we were walking, so my mom whipped out my Omega spray and my Salon Pass stickers, and everything was fine. Tip number 8. Don't travel alone if you're unsure about your health. Unless you're absolutely confident about your health, it's best to not travel alone. Having someone there to support you can make a huge difference, especially when you're navigating a new environment or you just need someone to help you carry your luggage. During my trip, having my family with me last year was such a huge relief. They helped me through difficult moments, especially when my cramps and my edema made things harder than expected. They carried my luggages for me and were very patient with me. So thank you so much, Jen, Mom, and Dad. Tip number 9. Get medical insurance with coverage abroad. Make sure to get travel insurance that include medical coverage. We got ours through GCash Insurance. This is something you definitely don't want to skip. Travel insurance can cover unexpected medical expenses, local hospital visits, or even emergency transport back home if needed. It's one of those things that give you some peace of mind, so you can focus on enjoying your trip without having to worry about what might happen. Thankfully, we didn't have to use ours. Tip number 10. Adjust expectations and plan less. I want you to be prepared for plans to change, because sometimes your health just won't cooperate, and that's okay. Don't try to pack too many activities into your itinerary. Instead, plan fewer activities and focus on enjoying those moments. This includes being mindful about our food consumption because our bodies have limits and it's important to respect them. Bonus tip! Lastly, try to keep a positive mindset. Traveling with a disability can be tough, but it's important to remind yourself that traveling to another country is such an amazing opportunity. Embrace the little moments, soak in the sights, and be grateful for the journey, even if it comes with a few bumps along the way. I hope these tips help you on your next trip. Traveling with a chronic illness like lupus can be very challenging, but with a bit of preparation and the right mindset, you can still make the most out of your trip. If you have any experiences to share or any tips, please drop them in the comment section below. I really love reading your comments and replying to them. Stay safe, enjoy your travels, and remember, you are blessed. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!